Instructor Dr. Sewer, and I am sharing this screen recording so that we can update what is our next module and talk about the prior module and the upcoming module that opens today. So you were to finish module one, and module one is only basically, um, let me just get module one here. Module one is the online course overview and syllabus quiz. Um, Module one tells you what's due, what you need to be reading. Reading in this course is mandatory. So in order for you to pass, you have to read the textbook, and the assignments has to be completed based on the textbooks. So let's look at module number two. Module number two, we're finishing up. Tonight at 11:59, you have some assignments due. So module two is looking at chapters 1 to 3. So if you go to Pearson Level e-text and look at the text, you'll see what the module includes for module two, chapters 1 to 3. So chapters 1 to 3 is in our textbook, and we're looking at taking notes. There's a note taking form. You can take notes. And in module two, there's a picture, and this is just for your journal. You can be journaling. You don't have to turn in the journal, but it's good to journal. What do you think this picture represents early childhood, even though the infant has not been born yet? Why or why not? How would you explain this picture to a child, infants, toddlers, preschoolers? What would you say? So, that's just something to think about. You don't have to turn anything in for that. What you're turning in is your discussion in the discussion board. So you're taking the quiz, module two quiz, that is chapters 1 to 3. So you should have been reading chapter 1 to 3 from the beginning of the semester. We're going into module 3. So module 3 is chapter 4 and 5 and 6, I believe. So this is what you're doing for the assignments. It's 2 assignments. You have to pick a current event, and this current event is coming from a news current event. So the current event, I gave an example of the current event, and the current event, okay, so chapter 4 and 5 is in our next module. So you're going to be reading chapter 4 and 5, getting a head start in that. And the chapter reflection, for chapter 1 to 3, there's a chapter reflection form that you are going to use to complete this assignment. It's right here, the chapter reflection form. When you respond to at least 2 other classmates, you get an extra 10 points. So this chapter reflection form, you're reflecting on chapters 1, 2, and 3. And chapter 1, 2, and 3, you complete this form. Okay? And what current event are you going to use? Chapter reflection using current event. So what current event are you going to use to support these chapters? How is this chapter reflection supported by the current event? What is the current event being used to support this chapter's reflection? So you're filling out that form. And some of you have already done that. Thank you so much for sharing that. The other piece of this assignment is a current event news. So you have to find a current event news, and you have to support it by the 3 chapters. So you can pick a sentence from chapter 1, a sentence from chapter 2, a sentence from chapter 3 that supports the current event news. So this is the current event news form that you're going to use. And this current event news form is going to be supported by the chapters that is in the modules. So the current event news, this is the form that you fill out. And what chapter would you use to support or help explain this current event news? So the chapters are 1 to 3. You can pick one of them. I like to go the extra mile and pick three. Just do the 3 chapters. Reflect, use the 3 chapters to support this current event. Okay. So once you do that, and I see some people have already did that. Thank you, April Victor, for posting yours. I'm looking forward to reading them. And then you have your quiz. This quiz is due tonight at 11:59 p.m. And you have 3 attempts to do the quiz. There's no time limit. I'm going to take the highest quiz grade. Um, but when you look at these modules are created um, one module at a time. And each module has a couple chapters that you're looking at. So in your okay, let's my computer is running kind of slow here. However, let's look at, and if you have questions about, I don't know why this is doing it. If you have questions about anything that I'm speaking about, my office hours are virtual, so you can come into my virtual room. It's going to be open from Monday and Wednesday, 10 to 11, and Tuesday and Thursday, 9 to 11. So we're finishing up module 2. And now let's look at module 3, what's coming up. Module 3 is chapters 4 and 6. The note taking, the first note taking is due this Sunday, I believe, today. So module 3 is chapters 4 and 6. And chapter 4 and 6 has been described in module 2. It tells you what those chapters are. But I'm opening the textbook here so you can see what chapters 4 or 5 is going to be about. 4, 5, and 6. So chapter 4, 5, and 6 for our upcoming module. Chapter 4 is theories. So we're looking at theories in chapter 4. Chapter 4 is theories. And chapter 5 is families and children today, diversity in today's classrooms. And chapter 6, we're going to start looking at Head Start. So we're looking at these different programs. But first, we're starting with the theories, influential theories shaping today, practice today, looking at families, and then we're going to start with Head Start. So this is an 8-module course. So that's why we're doing 3 chapters in each module. But the upcoming chapter reflection, you're going to use a chapter reflection form. And the chapter reflection form, I'm going to have to post it again so that you can have access to it. Chapter reflection form. This is the news form. This is the chapter reflection. So I'll just copy it into this so that you can have access right in the module to that. Document. So 4 to 6 is the chapter reflection. Chapters. Let me just put chapters. Okay. Okay, so that's your chapter reflection supported by current events. You got to find a current event to go with that. And that's due on the 18th, next Sunday. Okay. And then you have your current event that's supported by the chapters 4, 5, and 6. And it should be here. Current event news. So it's a news story that is about, oh, the current event news form is in here already, so you can access it at there. And then the note taking, you're going to turn your notes in on the 18th. I think there was one due tonight, but I'm not sure if I had you start taking notes on the 18th. You submit this, okay? This is in discussions. So you would use this form and put the date, the chapter, a summary, some questions, and the vocabulary words from the chapter. So you would do that, and that's in discussions, and that's due next Sunday. Okay. The other piece is the quiz, Module 3 quiz. So this Module 3 quiz, I have to create that. I haven't created that yet, but that's going to be due on the Sunday the 18th. Okay. It's going to be due on Sunday the 18th. So I have to create the quiz. Module 3 quiz is 3 chapters, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Chapters 4, 5, and 6. Okay, that's what the quiz is. And it's going to be due on the 18th. It's next Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Okay, I'm going to create this quiz so you have it and you can get that done. So, oh, there was a note taking due tonight. I see 2 people submitted that. So there was a note taking due tonight. And the quiz is due tonight as well. So those of you who haven't finished, you need to get moving on that. And we're off to a good start in this 8-week course. So we're finishing up module 2 tonight at 11:59 is going to close, and module 3 is opening up for you. So it's a lot of reading in this course. You need to read chapters 4, 5, and 6. You have 7 days, 5 days to read it. So I would read 1 chapter a day. And that will keep you on track and on pace. So let's get this module 3 going. We're going to say goodbye to module 2, and I look forward to questions. If you have any, please shoot them to me. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I will see you during my virtual office hours when you do decide to come in and ask a question in those office hours.